Good afternoon, my friends. How are you doing? We got back from Turin. We had a lovely 4-night stay in Turin, and it was fantastic. And we stopped the Orta Lake on the way back to Switzerland for one night. So I've made a few clips to share with you what we saw. Turin is a fantastic city. It used to be the capital a couple of hundred years for Italy, but it's a great city, and it's not so well known as Rome or Florence, let's say, but it's worth a visit if you have the chance. You could make a 5-hour documentary about Turin. There's so much to talk about, but this is just a few impressions in this video to whet your appetite if you go to Italy, you know. So I'm smoking, of course, a Savinelli on this occasion with some leftover Sherlock Holmes tobacco, which I have to use up. At the moment here in Switzerland, it's a terrible cold spring weather, so I'm not outside or on the balcony, back in the cellar, you know. Hopefully it will warm up. Anyway, here are these few clips, and I'll be back in 20 minutes. Beautiful esplanades here, and lovely painted ceilings as well. There's miles and miles of these walks sheltered with the esplanades, and great for shopping as well, you know, all kinds of beautiful shops for everything. Turin is full of galleries like this with the Baroque style. Some were rebuilt after the Second World War, but this one is beautiful, all the marble, and Gallery San Federico near the center of the town is just beautiful and glorious, really lovely. So there are pipe shops in Torino, a lot of vapor shops and things like that, but this is a more traditional pipe shop, you know. A lot of Savinellis, of course. Other Italian makes. Sherlock Holmes jar has catch my eye. A lot of Zippos, of course. A lot of pipe stands and racks. Piazza Reale is the palace over there on the left, and we're going a tour in 20 minutes. This is Saturday and it's very busy with the tourists here. A lovely sunny day as well. This is the way to eat in Torino. You 15 euro per person, and you get a drink each, and all that beautiful platter of aperitif snacks. It's delicious. Torino is famous for chocolate, as you see in this cafe window. Chocolate, chocolate and chocolate. This is Baroque on steroids in the Reale Palazzo. It's absolutely fantastic and beautiful and exquisite. Renaissance period, almost Rococo. I've never seen so many candles. They're electric, of course, but it's fantastic. Beautiful ceiling, look at that. This is the fireplace I would like to have. Look at the marble. It's spectacular and glorious. Look at this artwork. It's absolutely beautiful, and the gilt work on the ceiling is also so spectacular. And the chandelier as well. Here we are in the breakfast room, and look at this ceiling again. It must have taken years to carve the figures, all gilded as well. Glorious chandeliers everywhere and beautiful paintings. And this is one of the princesses of Savoy, the whole dynasty of the royal family Savoy lived in this palace all of those 100 years ago. That's what I call a throne. Magnificent look, and so much gold gilt everywhere in this room, soaked with gold everywhere. The ceiling, the chandelier, all the paintings, works of art on the ceiling and the walls. Absolutely fantastic. This malachite fountain. Look at this malachite fountain. It's beautiful, and I love malachite. This green stone is so beautiful. And again, this room is full of gilt. Paintings, everything. The whole ceiling is beautifully painted.
Attends, on va attendre un peu, je sais pas où là là.
The Chinese panels are really beautiful. It's a Greek ballroom with all these lovely frescoes, and again beautiful ceiling paintings and lots of chandeliers as well.
Piano piano ci osserviamo la sala da pranzo.
This is
E
the
nel frattempo
dining
mi
room.
seguite.
The dining room, and look at the ceiling again and the decked table here. It's absolutely glorious with tapestries, beautiful mirrors and candelabras, and spectacular ceiling as well. And here we are in the old armory, and again the ceiling paintings are unbelievable, and here of course you find all of the armored suits from that time, and the horses, mounted horses with a knight here as well. This gun has 4 barrels and 4 flintlocks. Back in the day, they were very innovative. I've never seen so many arms and swords and pistols as well, all kind of pistols and rifles from the 17th century and later. It's full of these kind of rifles from the antiquity. It would be nice to have that one in my collection. Throughout the palace there were fantastic paintings of individuals and biblical scenes like this, and painted panels and windows and statues going back to the Roman times. So there was so much history. You could spend 2 days looking at this, and beautiful fountains in the gardens as well. This castle is actually a palace of Madama, and there was the king's wife, and she was actually a princess of the crown family of France, and she had great ambitions and decided this is too simple, so she built this entrance on that old castle to add Baroque splendor to the palace, and it looks very much a palace in the front, although it's been renovated like lots of buildings here in Turin. Here we are in the center of Turin, and look at those beautiful churches. The one on the left is the Baroque period, and the one on the right is mid-1800s, and beautiful bell tower, and that lady playing the cello is making beautiful music as well. There are so many statues. This is the Amadeo the sixth, known as the Green Count of Savoy. Astoundingly, we found a statue in a parking lot of Luigi Lagrange. He conceived the concept of Lagrange points, where the James Webb telescope is parked, where the gravitational forces are evened out. You can't visit Turin without a visit to the Turin Shroud, of course. When the Turin Shroud is not traveling around the world in museums, exhibitions, or being examined by scientists, it is placed here in this glorious chapel. Here's some detail about the Turin Shroud, what was discovered and found out over hundreds of years. You can freeze it and read in detail if you wish. That church tower was, the bell tower was part of the Real Palace in Turin. As you see, they have actually trams in the city as well. Easy to get about. And I just love the architecture. It's fantastic. All over Italy you have church towers and bell towers like this one, and somewhere is ringing a bell melody somewhere. So here we are in an Italian market, and it's a huge one in Torino, and this is just one building. There's like 4 or 5 different markets, and all this coloured pasta here, and fantastic olives and meats. Look at the meat over here. It's the half price of Switzerland. Look at this. And sausages and veal and chicken, and you can't believe it, you know. It's fantastic. And it goes on and on and on. Fantastic. It's another cheese shop here, beautifully presented, and salami as well. I could look at cheese all day, you know, and next to it is the bakery with grissini, which I love. It's actually healthier than potato chips, but beautiful bread and lots of sweet things as well, and of course pizza. They have pizza there, and that's beautiful. And not only meat and hams and things like that, but also ricotta and gorgonzola and all kinds of cheeses. Mouth-watering, I tell you, it's mouth-watering. One after the other. It's beautiful to behold. Pecorino, that's one of my favourite ones. And of course Parmesan, which is a staple cheese, actually very lovely to eat in pieces, not grated, but I'm getting dizzy in this market. There's so much to see. This is a fish shop, and look at that fantastic fish. Absolutely beautifully presented and glorious, you know, tuna and sea bass and octopus, everything you can imagine. So this is the building we were in the food hall, and it's a beautiful building actually. Early in the morning and in the night they light this building, in 1916 it was built, and that's all food in there. And here we have all the merchandise, you know, clothes and electrical stuff and everything you can imagine, you know. A lot of made in China, but some in Italy as well, you know. It goes on and on and on. Fantastic. A room with a view. You could say this is certainly a room with a view. So this is Orta San Giulia, and on the Orta Lake, and it's a very lovely square here, a lot of bars and restaurants, and that is the island in the Orta Sea, you know, or the Orta Lake, and you can visit it with boats. There's one boat coming from the island already. Well, as you can see, it was a fantastic city with statues and monuments and churches and palaces, and beautiful, and we ate very well. All those aperos with all the food they give you in the price of the drink, you know, it's great. And I went to one or two tobacconist shops. You saw one in the video. The other one I recommend very strongly at Bolito, and some in the YTPC have mentioned this shop for Italian pipes and things like that. So there's a link below, and I bought this lovely jar of Sherlock Holmes there, and I left it the other place, in South Switzerland. So I have to show you this picture. I'm looking forward to filling it with Sherlock Holmes tobacco. So there's nothing like a short holiday sightseeing in an old historic city like Turin. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you liked the impressions that I shared here. Take care, my friends, and look after yourselves, and I'll be back in a week or so. See you then. Cheerio.